Welcome back. Nearly all of us would like to have the training and motivation to tailor and execute a truly beneficial workout routine, to improve our health. But it can be a struggle. That's where motive may be the answer. Now, not the internal motive, the actual business motive. It's a new training facility. It's got dedicated coaches teaching a new way to train. And we've got someone joining us this morning to tell us more about it. Good morning. I'm sorry, I didn't put your name in my script. It's my fault. Who am I speaking to?
This is Brian Murray. I'm the owner of Motive
Brian,
Training.
Thank you. Yes, I remember the email. It's completely my fault, Brian. So tell us a little bit about the difference. I was on your website and I was going through it, and it seems like you really are different. You're not talking a lot about strength as you are about mobility and motion. Can you describe and explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a good question because we still do strength training, but we definitely focus on getting people to understand their joints and how they move. So for instance, in a traditional strength training program, you focus a lot on, bench press, squat, stuff like that. Well, we flip it around and say, you have a neck, you have a shoulder, you have a spine. Let's get you moving those joints and getting a better awareness and understanding of what they are. And then we can tailor that into a traditional strength training program.
I really, really think that is a unique approach to exercise that I haven't really heard a lot about. Can you tell us how this all started? How did Motive start?
Yeah, so I've been a personal trainer for 10 years and I've developed my style and training coaching, if you will, over the last probably 5, a lot more, to make it more specific to just making people better human beings, not necessarily on making them not strong. Strong is great, but making them just more versatile so they can do anything that they need to do every day. That's really where the direction I think exercise is going. And so we tapped into that, and that's where our certifications lie, are more on movement focus, not just on getting stronger, bench press, squat, stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's the vibe I got from your website, was that mobility, the strength I'm sure will just happen as you exercise your body. So talk a little bit about why you're focusing on joint mobility versus your traditional strength training. I mean, you go to a regular trainer and they try to move more weight or do more reps, but you have a different focus. Really, why the joint mobility?
Yeah, so we want you to be a complete human being. And so we want you to be able to use your body in any given scenario. So most people in general that we work with, and just by and large, they want to look better, they want to feel better, they want to move better. And so that requires a little bit more of a nuanced approach. So a good example is, you have a neck. Do you ever use it? Do you ever train it? Probably not, but you need it, right? It's a pretty important joint that just gets overlooked all the time. So we do things like that. We focus on the neck, the spine, the toes, for instance, the ankle. We just take things one step further than a traditional strength training program. We focus on making sure people have awareness of those joints when they move, and then we can tie it all together. Because as you're seeing in some of these pictures, we still use kettlebells and barbells and dumbbells, but we want to make sure people can actually move their bodies, have a better understanding of how those joints work, and then we can put load into them with.
I love that. You typically hear in a workout, you got chest day and leg day. Who knows? Neck and ankle day, right? I mean, these are things that you haven't heard of before. It almost seems like a hybrid of physical therapy and exercise routine. You really are getting into the why. So what about people who may want to join this movement or join Motive? You got openings? Can people come work with you?
Absolutely. So we definitely have openings. We're getting busier, and I think the reason is that people they're taking health more seriously. They're looking at it from a more holistic standpoint, and so we tap into that pretty well with what we do. We're not just a weight loss gym. We're more like let's make you a more complete human gym from a movement standpoint. So we absolutely are taking clients. If you're a beginner, you've never trained before, you have aches and pains, and you're not really sure what to do with them. We bridge the gap between physical therapy and traditional personal training. And so we'd be a perfect place to start, and we can always refer you out if we need to. We have some awesome professionals in Grand Rapids that we work with that will do things that are outside of our scope. So.
Well, Brian, I don't know if our viewers are as excited as I am, but it sounds like the perfect place for me to start. In case you missed his name like I did, Brian Murray, he's the owner of Motive Training. You want to learn more about this, check out motivetraininggr.com. Great website that'll answer a lot of the questions. Thanks for your time this morning, Brian. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Todd. Appreciate you.
You bet.